When humans encounter empty space, we have a reflex to fill it. On the internet, when people face a gap in information, the immediate reaction is often to flood that void with our darkest anxieties and worst-case scenarios. Take the viral "I Feel Fantastic" video. It featured a stiff, blank-eyed robot in various outfits, singing the same eerie tune on a loop. Viewers quickly convinced themselves that a serial killer had built the android and that she was wearing the clothes of his victims. Or the global phenomenon of "this man." Around 2008, a website began collecting thousands of reports from people claiming they saw the exact same face in their dreams. The prevailing theory was that an actual supernatural entity was invading the world's collective subconscious. But users on 4chan ignored the ghost stories and investigated the infrastructure. A simple reverse IP lookup traced the website's domain straight to a guerrilla marketing firm in Italy. Writers and digital archivists dismantled the killer robot theory using the same methodical approach. They sifted through old internet archives and found the exact same robot posted on niche Android enthusiast forums dating back to 2001. The truth was entirely mundane. Her name was Tara. An inventor named John Bergeron had spent $2,000 building her as a prototype, hoping to eventually mass-produce singing androids for the entertainment industry. We eagerly project elaborate supernatural monsters onto our screens. However, these fictional hoaxes distract us from a more pressing reality, the moments when the threat we are looking for is completely real, but coming from inside the house. In 2015, a Reddit user named R. Bradbury started finding mysterious post-it notes around his apartment. The handwriting wasn't his, and the notes gave him instructions to do chores or save his documents. He concluded a stalker was breaking in. Bradbury set up webcams to catch the intruder, only to find the video files mysteriously deleted. Convinced his landlord was gaslighting him, he took his story to the legal advice subreddit to figure out how to press charges. Around the same time, users scouring aerial imagery on Google Maps spotted giant letters spelling "Help," LAPD, and Federal, constructed out of pipes and wood inside a massive Los Angeles rail yard. People saw these images and immediately assumed the worst. Theories spread rapidly that the giant words were a desperate distress signal from victims trapped in a large-scale organized human trafficking operation. But local users actually went to the rail yard with cameras to check the site themselves. They found a hole in the fence and spoke to nearby residents. The signs had been built over several years by a single homeless man. The LAPD confirmed they had spoken to him multiple times and offered him mental health support, which he declined. Back on Reddit, Bradbury's thread was experiencing that exact same kind of ground-level verification. Instead of feeding into his stalker narrative, users started looking for rational environmental symptoms. A user named Carolac noticed a small detail in Bradbury's previous posts. He slept in a cramped, windowless room. Carolac asked if Bradbury suffered from bad headaches, and when Bradbury said yes, Carolac suggested a completely different culprit. Carbon monoxide is an invisible, odorless gas. In a poorly ventilated space, it slowly accumulates. As you breathe it in, the gas binds to your red blood cells, starving your body of oxygen. Prolonged exposure causes severe memory loss, confusion, and hallucinations. Bradbury had been writing the post-it notes to himself while poisoned, then completely forgetting he had died. His webcam software wasn't being manipulated by an intruder, it just wasn't saving the files properly. Bradbury bought a carbon monoxide detector that day. The moment he plugged it in, the alarm went off. The gas levels in his apartment were lethal. The internet frequently acts as an echo chamber for our fears. Yet when millions of people analyze a problem together, they can also function as a crowdsourced diagnostic tool, cutting straight through paranoia with hard science. Once you strip away the supernatural hoaxes and the medical emergencies, you are sometimes left staring at a genuine tragedy. For years, players of a Japanese horror game called Utah No Tatari debated a deeply unsettling Easter egg. After following a specific path, the game would display a low-quality, scrambled photo of a woman's face wrapped in shadows. Players suspected they were looking at a real photograph of human remains hidden in the code. To trigger this sequence, a player had to walk their character through 3 traditional Japanese shrine gates, known as torii gates. This started a hidden timer that, once it ran out, displayed the haunting image. Nearly a decade passed before a Reddit user finally tracked down the source. The image was not a crime scene. It was a single, heavily compressed frame taken from the trailer of a 2007 Japanese horror film called Hair Extensions. But in April 2022, a small town in Wisconsin faced a mystery where the crime scene was not a digital illusion. 10-year-old Lily Peters disappeared while riding her bike to her aunt's house. Her father found her abandoned bike along a trail, and the next morning, searchers found her body hidden under a pile of leaves. The police had a brutal murder on their hands, but zero physical suspects and no clear leads to follow. The break in the case came from a completely unexpected digital source. A user posted a comment on a true crime subreddit, explaining that they had been playing Pokemon Go on that exact trail at the time of the disappearance. The user mentioned seeing Lily in a pink and purple hoodie walking with another kid. Even though the comment was quickly deleted, another user forwarded it to the police tip line. That single geolocated observation provided the exact timeline investigators needed. Within hours, they arrested Lily's 14-year-old cousin, who subsequently confessed to the crime. We spend a lot of time worrying about the fictional villains we invent online, but the collective eyes of millions of ordinary people, mapping trails, verifying data, and cross-referencing details, serve as an incredibly powerful investigative force. When a real mystery emerges, the internet has